Okay. So, we're dating Damien next. So we have 2 on Craig, 1 on Matt, 1 on Brian, 2 good ones on Robert, and we're going to do the first one for Damien. So let's send him a message. When you're changing a tire, make sure to tighten the bolts in a starfish pattern. Okay, so Damien seemed really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him to get to know him a little better. I navigate to Damien's dad book page and type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute before I see that Damien is typing. But then he keeps typing and typing. Man, is this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer to make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee and the computer finally dings. Dante, I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me in a gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. Oh, whoa, there's more. I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and a stroll around my garden, should it please you. Till then, adieu, your humbled D. Bloodmarch. I think it's really weird that his last name is Bloodmarch. I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Can I actually scroll on this? I can't. Hey, Amanda! Can you help me with something?
Aww.
Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples. No. Can you interpret this for me? I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand NetSpeak. Like, is this how you kids communicate with each other now? Oh, totally. This is the hot new thing. See, Dad, kids got over saying LOL and LMAO and whatever and decided that we needed to do was bring it back to the 1800s. So what do I do? Where's your pen and quill? What? Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill, Dad? How will we address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming debutante ball? Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up with a suitor worthy of our land. Or our dowry. Or... So you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time and now you're reciting things you know about it back to me, aren't you? Like the first 5 pages and then I read the review of the movie. Still got a B though. Great. So what do I say to Damien? I got this. Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Oh shit. Sure thing, dude. Regards. Dante. Amanda hits send and smiles at me. I could have done that. Well, I suppose that's it. Or that's that. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, that's right, he painted his house black. I forgot about that. I make the short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor. Estate? The Gothic architecture looms over the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull a large, ornately carved bat door knocker back, and the hollow sound echoes through the house as I strike it against the door. Creepy. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. It's Lucian, isn't it? It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer. Or foyer, however you guys want to say it. Noting the oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. Oh wow. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Oh, they didn't. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here? Where's Damien? Dante! Pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of the majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. What's with the door slamming shut? Oh, sorry, there was a draft. And the door creaking open when I knocked. I accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings? I like oil paintings. Right. Right. No, he's not amused so far, doesn't sound like anyway. Please let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me around his house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and the parlor again for some reason. This is one of the older homes on the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through expensive renovations, I have been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling. Innovative. I walk past a door covered with bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son's room. You know how the rebellious teenage years are. Onward, onward, there's more to see. We reach a door at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish. And this is the library. Sunlight streams in from floor to ceiling. Arched windows and walls are lined with packed bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room. Look out the window, look at the butterflies, pick up a book. That's enough for the tour. Let's look at the butterflies. There's enough of them on the wall. I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. Ah, the pinner's gambit. Is that a thing? No. You know, Dante, in the Victorian era there were some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the more tawdry novels would encourage youths into the life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. I pull out a book at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read aloud. Oh my god, really? Naruto struggled against the chains Sasuke had bound him with. Shirtless and out of breath, he looked up at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked, unbuttoning his ninja pants. Not sure how, pretty sure that's not how it goes.
What?
Okay, I think that's enough. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back onto the shelf. That's a rare book from my private collection. It's a fanfic. Okay, look out the window. I walk to the window and am greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups with his daughter on his back. Daughters on his back. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn.
Oh.
Did you know that Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out full-length windows? Wait, really? No, but Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. That was supposed to be a joke. Please, will you join me for tea? I followed Damien to his sitting room, where finger foods have already been set out upon a beautiful, tiered silver tray. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I can't believe we're having a high tea. I never thought I'd do this, or I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. What?
Oh!
It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, when in fact that high tea refers to both the later time of the day and the working class. That the working class had to enjoy tea and the height of the tables which they were served. Oh! My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. Your home is really impressive. Are there a lot of goths in Maple Bay? I like your cape. I'm gonna comment on his home, because he seems to take a lot of pride into it. It seems like you really put a lot of work into this place. Thank you. No one's ever complimented my home before. Hell, I can barely get matching salt and pepper shakers in my place, and look what you've done. I'm kind of jealous. That's very generous of you to say. What got you interested in goth stuff? Well, when I was a young boy, my father... Did he take you to into the city? Sorry? Haha, did you guys see a marching band? I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course. But it's, you know, the song Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. Really? She made him listen to that one? That's not goth. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into a sort of an obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. He takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and to try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. Tell me, Dante, do you have any hobbies? Oh man, do I? Or, oh man, I do. But I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing, and quite honestly, rather attractive. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick sounds sophisticated. I like watching soap-making videos on the internet. I love me some word jumbles. I learned how to juggle once. He does do a lot of word jumbles. written word fascinates me. We spend so much time using words, you know, and I think people would appreciate them more if they had to unjumble them. It's poetic, really. Oh, so you're a writer. In a sense. We finish our tea and finger sandwiches.
Oh.
Come, I have one more thing to show you. Damien takes me around back of his home where a variety of flowers flourish in beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it, and butterflies flit lazily through the air. My garden. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet could affect the message. Or affected the message. Damien leads down and plucks a gorgeous bright orange flower off the vine. Lilium bulbiforum, the orange lily. What do you think this one means? My loins are ablaze. Thou art the tightest. 3 cheers for sweet revenge. I guess that was wrong. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Okay, so was the bottom one. Well, and that's precisely why floral arrangements is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? Snapdragons, honeysuckle, or sunflowers? I think snapdragons are pretty cool looking. But he's gonna tell me something horrible about them. Because they're cute, and you can do that little thing where you squeeze them so it looks like they're talking. What a lovely choice. Oh, he likes it! I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet. I'll have to remember that for when I put together a bouquet for you. He would put together a bouquet for me? Nobody's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, a phone rings. Oh, Dante, will you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls the cell phone out of his pocket, a little surprised that it's not a rotary phone. Go for it. Damien smiles and walks back to the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavenly perfumed air. What a lovely yard. It makes me wish I had put a little more effort into that garden Amanda and I tried to start one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Oh, so we don't have green thumbs. Oh, hey, a gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle.
Fix that guard.
No, that's the side. Oh, it's this piece. What? Oh my god! I know it's this piece. I'm not gonna fix this guy. Oh!
Goal!
6 seconds to go and I did it. Oh, thank God. Phew, that was a close one. Uh-oh, here comes Damien. He looks upset. Hi, thanks for joining us. Dante, my sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter that I must attend to, so I'm afraid I must take my leave. No problem, dude. Everything all right? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucien. What's wrong? He appears to have, well, his teacher needs me to come to the school post-haste. Do you need help? Oh no, you don't have to. Let me come with you, us dads gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucien's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Let's go. So we're gonna go discipline his son together. Oh, that's great. Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo.
I don't know.
Hey, Damien. You're here in record time. I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Wow, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Hugo and Damien's first time to the my kids are in trouble rodeo. What is it this time?
Oh.
This, Damien, you have to see to believe. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We pass several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into the darkness. Watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement, and they don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of the creepy basement. We find another teacher in the boiler room, tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucien and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucien has a bloody nose. Thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tails of this. I look around the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me. Lucien tried to kill me.
Oh my.
The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was trying to build a brick wall around you and see what would happen. You promised me there was wine down here. You tricked me. Whoa, wait a second. Lucien, did you try to cast of Amontillado, Ernest? I'm neither confirming or denying that. I turn to Damien and whisper to him. What's the cast of Amontillado? It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk, lures him into the cellar with the promise of wine of fine vintage, and buries him alive between a brick wall.
Oh.
It's a lovely story. So what, Lucien, you tried to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually gonna leave him there. What was your thought process here? That Ernest was just gonna sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot, but then he realized that I had lied about the wine, and you were cackling maniacally. It sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes? Dad?
What?
It took you 20 minutes? Son, we just did an entire 2-week unit on the cask of Amontillado, and it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucien was leading you into an elaborate ruse? Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages, then read the reviews of the movie.
Whoa!
It's only 5 pages long, and there is no movie. Haha, yeah, you're right, I paid Lucien to read it for me. Actually, he didn't even pay me, so when you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys are always telling me to engage in literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Okay, alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucian high five. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you too. Thank you for your mediation. We all head up the stairs and out of the school in intense silence. Lucian, Damien, and I pile into my car and begin to drive home. Lucian immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. Oh, they should have put him in his hood. I'm not going to therapy again. I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you, and I can see that you're struggling, so if you do decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too. Maybe you can spend this week looking for a summer job. I know how much you want your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucian continues staring out of the window. Love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucian hops out of the car, slams the door, and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's alright, and all things considered, Lucian's bricklaying was pretty good, so there's your silver lining. There is that, yes. He's probably just going through a phase. I really admired how you handled that. Does this kind of thing happen a lot? I'm going to admire how he handled it, because most parents would just freak out. You're a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him, and I don't think yelling at him would do either of us any favors. It really does. You're a good dad. Aw. See you around soon. It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy. I come home to find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket watching TV. I plop down next to her. Yo! What you watching? Tiny House Hunting Brothers Extreme Edition? Ugh, I hate this show. The couple on scene bickers back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. The Tiny House Hunting Brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a 2-bed, 2-bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. But honey, the outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I'm not pooping outside, Greg. Why don't they get a regular sized house? I don't know. How'd afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to the school and pick up Lucian since he lured Ernest down to the cellar with the promise of fine vintage and tried to brick him up in a wall, right? How'd you know that? Has everyone read the story except me? Lucian live streamed the entire thing. Oh my god, he live streamed it. Typical teenager, I guess. This is why I'm afraid for my kids to be teenagers. This entire day is beyond me. But otherwise, it was a fun day. That Damien guy is a character, but he's really good company, and surprisingly diplomatic dad. I dig his style. You know what? Me too. So how did our date go? We had to discipline his child on it, so... S! Wow.
My stars, this... Never in a million moons have I had a date such as exquisite as this one.
Ah, that's hilarious. Okay,
Welcome.
achievement progress.
got
Interview with the
dads.
vampire 1 out of 3. That's hilarious. Okay, again, for video processing purposes and not streaming purposes, I'm going to pretend to sign out, but not really. So this was our date with Damien. We got a really high score, S. So I will see you sprinkles later.